Hey, Matt, today I want to talk to you about getting bogged down. It's life. It happens. Everybody kind of gets discouraged. Things aren't going the way you want them to, and you start feeling bad about yourself. You start doubting yourself. You start doubting that dream that you're chasing, and it happens to every one of us. It happens to me. It happens to me pretty regularly. I put out a video or I make something, and it just doesn't do as well as I thought it was going to do. And then I start getting discouraged. It's natural. I think it's natural. But I want to give you some encouragement that things can work out if you put yourself out there, if you keep putting yourself in uncomfortable positions. In other words, stretching yourself outside your comfort zone. A lot of times, that's where you grow. It is where you grow. Check this out. So a lot of you know, I have another channel called 731 Woodworks. That's where I do all my woodworking, DIY, and tool reviews over there. And the channel has grown a lot in 5 years. 5 years ago, May 9th, I started this channel. I want you to see this. I started in May 9th, okay? It took me 3 months from May, June, July, August 3rd, 29th, 28th. I got my first subscriber. From there, it took forever. Look, it barely grew. All the way, if we go 1 year in, May of 2018, I had 1,000 subscribers. It took 1 year to get 1,000 subscribers on that channel. So it grew very slowly. And then the next year, if you go to May of 19, you'll see that it grew almost 5,000 in that year. And then you go to May of 2020, you'll see that it grew quite a bit. We're at about 16,000 at that point. That's when it all changed. August of 2020, the good Lord saw it fit to bless this channel or that channel, and it took off. It went from 19,000 subscribers and grew quickly, okay, over the next year and a half. That lifetime graph is a representation of what it takes to succeed sometimes. I didn't do any of this. God bless that, obviously. But had I not put in the work and the consistency to be there, then how could it grow if you're not putting yourself out there? I was extremely uncomfortable on camera. Now I'm talking to friends, but before, that camera was the biggest crowd you'd ever spoken in front of, and I hate speaking in front of crowds. So it's like, that's how nervous I was. And you can tell that in the early videos. There was no personality. Everything was real low, monotoned, and I would have trouble looking at the cameras, almost like having trouble looking at somebody in the eye because it's that uncomfortable. It doesn't matter if you're making content. It doesn't matter if you want to be the CEO of the company. It don't matter if you want to work for yourself. But when you put yourself into uncomfortable positions, that means stretching yourself and making yourself do things to grow. Not that you would be uncomfortable putting yourself into weird positions, but put yourself into positions that will help you grow. If you take 20 minutes every evening before bed and read a business book, Business Made Simple, there, start with that one. Or start with Why. That's an excellent book if you can't find your purpose. You don't really know what your why is. Simon Sinek, Start with Why. Go look. I'll link it in the description of this video for you. That's probably the one I would start with. And then from there, we can talk about other books in the coming weeks. But I'm telling you, I want to encourage you to chase the dream. You can't catch it if you don't chase it. And if you don't put yourself out there and try to grow every single day doing something. Read a book, learn a new project, learn a new craft, learn a new skill. Something to help you attain your goal of whatever that may be. You have a goal, take it and write it down. Write your goal boards down. I did that in a previous video on the other channel where I wanted to reach 500,000 subscribers on that channel by the end of the year. I wrote it down because that every time I look at that, I was like, okay, I've got a goal. What can I do to achieve that goal? And you'll be the same way. You'll write your goals down. I want to own my own business. Well, how's that going to happen? There's going to take steps to get there. Write those steps down. I need to make X amount of money in a year for this to happen, or I need to pay off the car, or I need to do X, Y, and Z to achieve this goal of reaching the dream. And that's just going to start with baby steps. And like the other channel, that graph, it didn't happen overnight, and yours likely won't either. And that's okay. Just remember that when you look at this graph, come back and look at this video, 4.5 years or 4 years of consistent work, barely growing, and then it exploded. And again, I give all the credit and honor and glory to God because I didn't do it. He did it. So consistency pays off if you're willing to put in the work and the time and the effort to learn and grow. And so I want you to be encouraged and get out there and chase your dreams. You can do it. I believe it.